Your legs get weaker first. Eat these 6 foods to keep them strong. Hey there, and welcome back to Senior Wisdom Life, your trusted space for smart, practical, and science-backed health advice designed especially for older adults who want to stay strong, independent, and active. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed it's getting a little harder to stand up from a chair? Maybe climbing stairs feels heavier than it used to. You're not alone, and it's not just old age. The truth is, your legs are often the first part of your body to weaken, and that's no coincidence. I'll never forget Harold, one of my longtime patients. He's 69, a retired construction worker from Chicago, strong, tough, never one to complain. But a few months into retirement, he told me something that stuck with me. "Doc, it's like my legs stopped listening." He hadn't been injured. His lab work looked fine. But he was losing confidence in his steps, struggling with balance, and even had a couple of minor falls. The culprit, silent muscle loss in his legs, and it was happening faster than he realized. Now here's the part most people don't expect. We turn things around using food. Not pills, not fancy equipment, just smart changes to his meals. And after a few weeks, he was walking steadier, standing taller, and moving with more confidence than he had in years. So let me ask you, have you noticed your legs getting weaker? Are you worried about falling or feeling less steady on your feet? What if I told you that the solution might already be in your kitchen? In today's video, I'm going to share 6 everyday foods that can help strengthen your legs, reduce pain and inflammation, and support faster muscle recovery, all backed by real science and real-life results. But before we jump in, do me a quick favor. Hit the like button, share this video with a friend, and subscribe to Senior Wisdom Life so we can keep bringing you helpful, easy-to-follow tips to support your health and independence as you age. All right, let's get into it. Sweet potatoes might look simple, humble, even, but they are one of the most powerful foods you can add to your diet if you're trying to strengthen your legs and stay active as you age. Packed with complex carbohydrates, potassium, and vitamin A, they do much more than fill you up. They help fuel your muscles, reduce inflammation, and support better circulation, 3 things that become more and more important with every passing year. Let's break that down a bit. As we age, our ability to process and store energy declines. Complex carbs from sweet potatoes digest slowly, providing a steady stream of fuel that keeps you energized throughout the day without the spikes and crashes you get from white bread, pasta, or sugary snacks. That's crucial when your muscles need consistent support to do everyday things like walking, climbing stairs, or even getting out of a chair. Potassium is another unsung hero here. It's essential for proper nerve signaling and muscle contraction. Low levels of potassium can lead to cramps, weakness, and even an increased risk of falls. Sweet potatoes are naturally rich in potassium, which helps keep your muscles coordinated, hydrated, and responsive. Then there's vitamin A. Most people know it for eye health, but it's also a potent antioxidant that helps repair muscle tissue and reduce inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a major driver of age-related muscle loss. Over time, it weakens muscle fibers, delays recovery, and makes movement feel stiff and painful. Vitamin A fights that silent damage, helping your legs stay flexible, pain-free, and strong. I remember one of my patients, Judith, 72 years old, retired school teacher from Florida. She came to me frustrated that her legs felt heavy and weak by the afternoon. She wasn't in pain exactly, just tired, slower, and not herself. After reviewing her diet, we swapped out her usual toast and juice breakfast for a plate of roasted sweet potatoes, a hard-boiled egg, and a few avocado slices. Within 2 weeks, she reported that getting up from chairs no longer felt like a workout. A month later, she was walking her dog twice a day again, something she hadn't done in nearly a year. What I love most about sweet potatoes is how easy they are to work into a typical American diet. Roast them in the oven with olive oil and herbs. Mash them with Greek yogurt for a creamy side dish. Slice and bake them into fries. Add chunks to soups, blend them into smoothies, or toss them into a salad. They're naturally sweet, easy to digest, and pair well with both savory and sweet ingredients. Still, some people hesitate. I've heard it all. Aren't sweet potatoes fattening? Don't they cause gas? In reality, sweet potatoes are far less likely to cause bloating than many processed carbs. Their natural sugars are slow digesting, and the fiber they contain helps promote healthy digestion and steady blood sugar levels. The key is pairing them with healthy fats and protein like eggs, chicken, or nuts for a balanced, satisfying meal. If you haven't had sweet potatoes in a while, here's a small challenge. Try incorporating them into just 3 meals this week. See how your legs feel after a few days of steady energy. See if you wake up with less stiffness or find it easier to walk longer distances without getting tired. If you're taking medications like diuretics that deplete potassium, sweet potatoes might even help reduce muscle cramps or fatigue naturally. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you had sweet potatoes as part of your regular meals? Do you usually bake them, mash them, or use them another way? What differences have you noticed in your energy, leg strength, or balance when your diet includes more real, whole foods? Share your thoughts in the comments below. You never know who you might inspire. Now, if sweet potatoes help power your muscles like fuel, then the next food on our list acts like the steady engine that keeps them running strong all day long. Let's talk about oats. Oats are one of the most underrated superfoods when it comes to leg strength and overall mobility. While they're often dismissed as just a boring breakfast option, especially by older adults who have eaten them for decades, oats are a powerhouse of nutrients that support sustained energy, muscle maintenance, and healthy blood flow, 3 essentials for anyone looking to keep their legs strong and independent as they age. Let's start with the science. Unlike refined grains that spike your blood sugar and crash it just as fast, oats have a low glycemic index. That means they release glucose into your bloodstream gradually, providing long-lasting energy for your muscles to function throughout the day. This is particularly important for seniors, whose ability to regulate blood sugar and energy often declines. With more stable energy, your legs can carry you longer, with less fatigue, and your body can better maintain muscle tone without the constant stress of sugar highs and lows. Oats are also a great source of plant-based protein. While it's true that animal proteins contain more complete amino acid profiles, oats still provide the essential building blocks your body needs to repair and rebuild muscle fibers, especially important after age 60, when natural muscle loss begins to accelerate. They also contain iron and magnesium, 2 minerals crucial to lower body strength. Iron helps deliver oxygen to muscle tissue. Without enough of it, your legs may feel heavy, tired, or weak even after light activity. Magnesium, on the other hand, plays a direct role in muscle contraction. If you've ever woken up with leg cramps or that painful tightening in your calves, a magnesium deficiency could be the culprit. Oats help replenish both. I once worked with Robert, a 68-year-old retired firefighter from Pennsylvania. He came in complaining of frequent leg cramps, especially after climbing stairs or standing too long. He wasn't diabetic or severely anemic, but his diet was heavy on toast, cold cereal, and processed snacks. After running some labs, we found his magnesium was borderline low, and he was mildly iron deficient. I recommended he replace his usual cereal with steel-cut oats cooked with chia seeds and almond milk, topped with a handful of blueberries and walnuts. Within a few weeks, he reported fewer cramps, more stable energy throughout the morning, and in his words, legs that didn't give out by lunchtime. The beauty of oats lies in how versatile they are for the American diet. They're not just for hot porridge. You can add oats to smoothies to thicken the texture and add protein. Bake them into healthy energy bars or muffins. Sprinkle them over Greek yogurt with fruit. Make overnight oats with almond butter and banana. Even savory oat bowls are becoming more common, topped with sautéed spinach, avocado, and a poached egg. The goal is to pair them with protein and healthy fats to keep your blood sugar balanced and your energy steady. Now, let's address a common myth. Some people believe oats are just carbs and should be avoided if you're trying to lose weight or manage diabetes. But that oversimplifies how oats work in the body. Unlike white rice or white bread, the fiber in oats slows digestion and improves insulin sensitivity. Multiple studies have shown that moderate oat consumption helps reduce A1C levels in people with type 2 diabetes. And because they're filling, they may help prevent overeating later in the day, a major bonus for anyone watching their waistline. If you're new to oats or gave them up years ago, try starting small. A few spoonfuls added to your morning routine can make a difference. Build from there. Try new recipes. Experiment with textures, rolled, steel-cut, overnight. Make it a consistent part of your week, aiming for 3 or 4 oat-based meals. The benefits won't come overnight, but they will come, especially when your legs start to feel more resilient and less prone to fatigue. As you add oats to your daily rhythm, ask yourself this. When was the last time you ate something not just for taste or habit, but for strength? How would your day look different if your legs didn't tire so easily? Are there small changes, like switching from toast to oats, that might lead to big shifts in how you move, stand, and walk through life? Now that we've seen how oats can power your body with long-lasting fuel, let's turn to a food that most people think of as trendy but few realize is a complete support system for joints, nerves, and muscle contraction. Let's talk about avocado. Avocados are more than just a trendy superfood. For aging adults, they can be a foundational part of maintaining strong legs, stable balance, and smooth mobility. Packed with healthy monounsaturated fats, potassium, and vitamin E, avocados offer a rare combination of nutrients that target exactly what aging muscles and nerves need. Reduced inflammation, improved nerve signaling, and long-term tissue protection. From a physiological perspective, monounsaturated fats are essential for reducing chronic inflammation that contributes to muscle stiffness, joint pain, and slow recovery. Inflammation is a silent process that worsens with age and gradually erodes muscle function. Healthy fats from avocados help dampen the pro-inflammatory responses in the body, making movements less painful and muscles more supple. Potassium, which avocados contain in higher amounts than bananas, plays a critical role in nerve-muscle communication. Without enough potassium, muscle contractions become inefficient, leading to weakness, cramps, and even falls. And vitamin E, an antioxidant powerhouse, helps protect muscle fibers from oxidative stress and supports faster healing of microtears that occur during daily movement. One patient comes to mind, Lillian, a 75-year-old former librarian from Oregon. She had started avoiding walks because her legs felt tight and her balance had become shaky. When I reviewed her diet, I noticed it lacked healthy fats and was heavy on low-fat processed foods. A relic of the fat is bad mindset from the 90s. We worked together to introduce avocado into her diet 3 to 4 times per week. She began adding sliced avocado to her morning toast with a poached egg, blending it into smoothies, and using it as a spread in sandwiches. After just 3 weeks, she reported less knee stiffness, quicker recovery after walks, and even better focus, something she hadn't expected. "I thought I was just getting old," she told me, "but I didn't realize I was starving my muscles of the nutrition they needed." In the American kitchen, avocados are incredibly versatile. Beyond the classic avocado toast, you can mash them into guacamole with lime and garlic, slice them into salads, or blend them with Greek yogurt and lemon juice into a creamy dressing. For a more complete meal, pair avocado with lean proteins like grilled chicken or salmon. It balances blood sugar, reduces post-meal inflammation, and delivers long-lasting energy. Even simple swaps like replacing butter with mashed avocado on toast can bring huge benefits over time. Despite their benefits, avocados still face some resistance. I often hear concerns like, "Aren't they too high in fat? Or won't they make me gain weight?" But the truth is, the type of fat matters far more than the amount. Monounsaturated fats have been shown to support healthy cholesterol, reduce belly fat, and decrease inflammation markers. As Dr. Walter Willett, professor of nutrition at Harvard, puts it, "It's not fat that's the enemy, it's the wrong kinds of fat." And avocados, thankfully, are full of the right kind. Another common myth is that avocados are too expensive or spoil too quickly. While it's true they can be pricey in some areas, buying them in bulk when on sale, storing them properly, or using frozen avocado chunks for smoothies are simple solutions. When cost is a concern, remind yourself that investing in preventive nutrition often saves far more in medical bills and mobility aids down the road. To build long-term habits, I encourage a practical rule. 3 servings of avocado per week. It can be as simple as half an avocado at breakfast, a dollop in your lunch salad, or a creamy spread on a turkey sandwich. Keep it flexible and convenient. Once you feel the difference in your joints, energy, and leg strength, consistency will come naturally. Ask yourself this: are you still holding on to outdated fears about fat? Could your muscles and joints be silently asking for more support than you're giving them? And what would it feel like to walk without stiffness or stand up from a chair with ease again? As Dr. David Perlmutter once said, "Every bite of healthy fat you eat is an investment in your brain and body's ability to move well and age well." Now that we've explored how avocados help you move with more comfort and confidence, let's dive into a food that protects your muscles on the cellular level, boosts collagen, and even improves brain clarity, all packed into tiny, colorful bites. Let's talk about berries. Berries are small, but their benefits for aging muscles and joints are anything but. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries are loaded with antioxidants that neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that damage muscle tissue, accelerate joint degeneration, and contribute to chronic inflammation. For older adults dealing with leg weakness, stiffness, or balance issues, this antioxidant protection is essential. From a scientific perspective, berries are rich in anthocyanins, the natural pigments that give them their deep red, blue, or purple color. These compounds have been shown to reduce oxidative stress, improve circulation, and enhance mitochondrial function, the energy centers of your muscle cells. This means better oxygen delivery to your legs, faster recovery after movement, and more endurance in daily activities. Berries also promote collagen synthesis through their high vitamin C content. Collagen is the protein that provides structure to your joints, tendons, and connective tissue. As we age, collagen production slows down, contributing to joint pain, poor flexibility, and slower muscle repair. Just 1 cup of strawberries provides over 100% of the daily recommended intake of vitamin C, helping your body keep tissues resilient and pain-free. One patient who really stands out is Evelyn, 70, a former piano teacher from Michigan. She came to me with chronic knee stiffness and lower leg fatigue that made it hard to stand during recitals. Her diet was typical toast and jam in the morning, sandwiches for lunch, and frozen meals at night. When we added berries to her breakfast, blueberries with oats, a smoothie with strawberries and spinach, things began to change. After 4 weeks, she noticed less stiffness getting out of bed. At 8 weeks, she was back to teaching full classes standing up. I didn't know food could make such a difference, she told me, but now I never skip my berries. For most Americans, adding berries is incredibly easy. Frozen berries are just as nutritious as fresh ones and often more affordable. Add them to yogurt, blend them into smoothies, stir them into oatmeal, or toss them into a spinach salad for a sweet and tangy flavor. You can even heat them gently with a splash of water to make a warm topping for pancakes or whole grain toast. The key is consistency. 1 handful here or there won't do the trick. The benefits show up when berries become a regular part of your weekly rhythm. Despite their benefits, there are still misconceptions. Some older adults believe that berries are too sugary and should be avoided if they have diabetes or are watching their blood sugar. The truth is, berries have a low glycemic index. Their natural sugars are balanced by fiber and antioxidants, which help improve insulin sensitivity rather than spike blood sugar. According to a 2023 study published in the journal Nutrients, older adults who consumed 1 cup of blueberries daily showed improved short-term memory and faster reaction times, proof that berries help the body and the brain. Others worry that berries are expensive or seasonal, but frozen options solve both problems. You can find mixed berry blends in nearly every grocery store freezer aisle. They're picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen to preserve nutrients. 1 large bag can last an entire week and cost less than $5. A simple long-term habit could be to aim for 1 cup of berries at least 5 days per week. Rotate your selection: blueberries on Monday, strawberries on Tuesday, raspberries on Wednesday to diversify your nutrient intake. If you're taking medications that cause inflammation or impact circulation, berries can be a natural complement to your care routine. As Dr. Andrew Weil puts it, a diet rich in colorful berries is one of the best ways to reduce inflammation and support healthy aging. So ask yourself, are you eating enough berries to protect your joints and muscles from daily wear and tear? What would your morning feel like if your knees didn't ache or your ankles didn't feel stiff? Could a smoothie or a small cup of fruit with breakfast be the upgrade your body has been waiting for? According to data from the CDC, fewer than 10% of Americans meet the recommended intake for fruit, and most of that comes from fruit juice, not whole fruit. That means most people are missing out on the full protective power of berries, but you don't have to be one of them. Now that we've seen how berries can defend your muscles and joints from the inside out, let's move to a food that does more than heal, it rebuilds. High in omega-3s, protein, and vital B vitamins, this next powerhouse food supports recovery, reduces stiffness, and keeps your legs strong enough to climb, walk, and stand tall. Let's talk about salmon. Salmon is one of the most powerful foods you can eat to support lower body strength, especially as you age. Its unique combination of high-quality protein, anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids, and B vitamins, particularly vitamin B12, makes it a cornerstone for maintaining healthy circulation, promoting muscle recovery, and preventing the slow, chronic inflammation that weakens legs over time. From a scientific standpoint, omega-3s found in salmon, specifically EPA and DHA, play a direct role in reducing muscle soreness and improving muscle protein synthesis, which becomes less efficient with age. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest contributors to muscle loss and joint stiffness in older adults, and omega-3s work at the cellular level to dampen those inflammatory pathways. In addition, omega-3s enhance endothelial function, improving the elasticity and performance of blood vessels. This directly supports circulation to the legs, critical for delivering oxygen and nutrients to muscle tissue. Poor circulation is often a hidden culprit behind leg fatigue, heaviness, and delayed muscle recovery. Vitamin B12 is also essential. It's involved in red blood cell production and nerve function. Deficiency can cause not only fatigue and weakness, but also tingling or numbness in the lower extremities. A 2019 study in Frontiers in Neurology found that subclinical B12 deficiency, common in older adults, was linked to reduced mobility and balance instability, even in those without obvious neurological disease. Just 1 3-ounce serving of salmon provides over 100% of the daily recommended intake of B12, along with 20-25 grams of complete protein that your muscles can use for repair and growth. Despite its benefits, salmon is often misunderstood or overlooked, especially in older American diets. One of the most common objections I hear is, salmon is too expensive, but the truth is, it doesn't have to be. Canned or frozen salmon is just as nutritious as fresh and far more affordable. A single can of wild Alaskan salmon can cost less than $4 and provide 2 solid servings of omega-3s and protein. Another concern is the taste or smell. People say, salmon is too fishy. This is often a result of overcooking or improper storage. When prepared well, grilled with lemon and herbs, baked with olive oil and garlic, or added to a fresh salad, it's not only mild in flavor but deeply satisfying. There's also the myth that high-fat fish like salmon might raise cholesterol. Studies have shown the opposite. Omega-3s can reduce triglycerides, raise HDL, good cholesterol, and improve blood pressure. According to data from the American Heart Association, eating fish rich in omega-3s just twice a week is associated with a 35% lower risk of fatal heart disease, a condition that often limits mobility long before it ends life. In the American diet, salmon can be added in simple, accessible ways. Bake a fillet with lemon and asparagus for dinner. Use canned salmon to make a protein-packed salad or sandwich. Mix flaked salmon with Greek yogurt and dill for a heart-healthy spread. You can even blend it into a savory breakfast bowl with brown rice, sautéed greens, and a soft-boiled egg. Aim for 2 to 3 servings per week, not every day, but often enough to see consistent benefits in energy, leg strength, and overall vitality. A practical long-term strategy is to schedule your salmon meals ahead of time. Make Salmon Sunday a habit, or plan for fish-based meals on days when you're less active to support post-exercise recovery. Frozen pre-portioned fillets also make it easy to prepare a healthy dinner in under 20 minutes. As Dr. Darius Mazafarian, a leading nutrition researcher, explains, replacing even 1 red meat meal per week with fish can have measurable benefits for longevity and inflammation control. Ask yourself, when was the last time you ate salmon not just for taste, but for strength and recovery? Could adding a couple of servings each week reduce the heaviness you feel in your legs or the soreness after a walk? And if the difference could be felt in just 1 month, wouldn't it be worth trying? According to the National Institutes of Health, nearly 40% of adults over 60 are low in vitamin B12, and more than 90% of Americans don't meet the daily recommended intake of omega-3s. That's not a coincidence, it's a warning sign. And salmon might be the simplest, most delicious way to close that gap. As we wrap up this protein-rich chapter, let's turn our attention to another affordable, efficient, and often underestimated powerhouse, one that's been fueling the world's strongest bodies for generations. Let's talk about eggs. Eggs are often called nature's perfect food, and for good reason. They contain nearly every essential nutrient your body needs to maintain strength, especially in the legs, where age-related muscle loss tends to show up first. With high-quality protein, vitamin D, and choline, eggs support muscle repair, nerve-muscle coordination, and physical endurance, making them a foundational food for preserving mobility as we age. Let's start with the science. 1 large egg provides about 6 to 7 grams of complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids in the right ratios your body needs for muscle repair and growth. Unlike some plant-based proteins, the protein in eggs is highly bioavailable. Your body can absorb and use it efficiently. For older adults experiencing sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass, this matters greatly. Without sufficient protein intake, the legs weaken first, affecting balance, gait, and the ability to stand or walk independently. Vitamin D is another critical nutrient in eggs, and one that's commonly deficient in seniors. It helps regulate calcium for bone strength, but it also plays a direct role in muscle function. Low vitamin D levels are linked to impaired muscle contraction and increased fall risk. According to a study published in the Journal of Gerontology, older adults with higher vitamin D levels performed significantly better on leg strength and balance tests. Just 2 eggs provide about 10% of the daily recommended intake, and when paired with outdoor activity or supplementation, they contribute to a comprehensive mobility strategy. Equally important is choline, a lesser-known nutrient that supports the nervous system. Choline is essential for producing acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that helps muscles fire properly. As we age, nerve conduction slows down, leading to delayed reflexes and instability. By supporting communication between the brain and muscle fibers, choline helps you stay quick, steady, and coordinated, critical for avoiding falls and injuries. One patient, George, a 74-year-old retired postal worker, illustrates this perfectly. He had started to experience delayed reaction time when stepping off curbs or uneven sidewalks. After reviewing his diet, high in toast, cereal, and very little protein, we added 2 boiled eggs to his breakfast and replaced his usual juice with water and some avocado toast. After 3 weeks, he noticed his legs didn't lag as much when walking. 2 months later, he told me he had started hiking again on local trails. It wasn't like lifting weights, he said. It was just eating smarter. Eggs are also one of the most affordable and versatile protein sources in the American diet. You can boil them, scramble them, poach them, or add them to salads, sandwiches, and breakfast bowls. They pair beautifully with fiber-rich veggies like spinach, tomatoes, and mushrooms, helping round out a meal that supports both gut and muscle health. Even in busy households, hard-boiled eggs can be prepped ahead for grab-and-go nutrition during the week. Still, despite all their benefits, eggs remain misunderstood. A common myth is that eggs raise cholesterol and should be limited, especially in seniors. However, recent research tells a different story. According to the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, dietary cholesterol from eggs has little effect on blood cholesterol levels for most people. Consuming up to 1 egg per day has not been linked to increased heart disease risk in healthy individuals. As Dr. Frank Hu puts it, eggs are a nutritious food, and the cholesterol concern has been largely overblown. Another misconception is that eggs cause gout flare-ups due to their purine content. In reality, eggs are low in purines and are considered safe for individuals managing gout, unlike red meat or organ meats, which have much higher levels. To form a lasting habit, I often recommend aiming for 5 to 7 eggs per week. That could mean once a day or every other day. Rotate the preparation style to keep meals interesting. An omelet with vegetables one day, a sliced boiled egg in a grain bowl the next. Pair with whole grains or healthy fats like olive oil or avocado to keep blood sugar stable and energy levels consistent. Ask yourself this: when was the last time you had a breakfast that truly supported your muscles, not just your appetite? Could adding an egg or 2 to your morning routine give you more confidence in your step, more energy throughout the day? According to CDC data, over 50% of adults over 60 consume less protein than recommended. Meanwhile, falls remain the leading cause of injury-related death among older Americans. That's not just a coincidence, it's a call to act. As we wrap up our journey through 6 simple but powerful foods that fuel strong legs and better aging, remember this: movement begins with muscle, and muscle begins with nutrition. You don't need a radical diet change, just smart, consistent upgrades, 1 plate at a time. Now tell me, after everything we've covered, which of these 6 foods are you most excited to try this week? And which one surprised you the most? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments, because when you share your story, you might just help someone else stand a little stronger tomorrow. And there you have it, 6 simple, powerful foods that can make a real difference in how your legs feel, move, and support you every single day. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive treatments to stay strong. Sometimes the answer is as close as your grocery list. Whether it's the steady energy from oats, the anti-inflammatory power of salmon, or the muscle-protecting nutrients in eggs and berries, each of these foods gives your body exactly what it needs to stay mobile, confident, and independent, especially as you age. Remember Harold, he didn't get better overnight, but he made small, consistent changes, and so can you. So let me ask you, which of these 6 foods are already part of your routine? And which one are you ready to add to your meals this week? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what's working for you and what you're planning to try. Because when one of us takes better care of our health, it inspires others to do the same. If this video helped you learn something new today, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to Senior Wisdom Life so we can keep bringing you real tools for real results. Stay strong, stay steady, and I'll see you in the next video.